welcome back to another video of H&H Express model nscale trains. Last video we installed the incline, we added the cork pad, and what we're gonna do in this video is installing the flex track. So since I already screwed everything down here, the tracks itself, these tracks over here will be screwed down as well. This so that I can disassemble this section over here, since I still need to put some isolation in there for soundproofing. Also here at this section a bridge needs to be come in, but that is for later. So come up closer and I will show you the flex track which I'm using, and I'm using again the same one with the brown tiles to get that curve correctly, but I will show you that up closer. So come on in. So as mentioned in the other videos, when building this curve over here, I'm going to use the flex track which has the brown tiles. The flex track with the black tiles doesn't keep its turn when you make that curve, because it releases here at the edge as well. So this section of track or rails doesn't has that tighter fit in this track. It does with the brown tiles, and also the brown tiles, they have gaps, and in these gaps you can add or solder the wires easier. If you're gonna do that with the black ones, you need to cut a section out. So I have here 3 long pieces, so we're gonna use those, and I'm gonna start over here. I know there is a bump over here, and I also need to get this wire out of the way for the power, but I'm gonna start over here, then make my curve, and let's see how long or how far we can get over there. And if you are halfway in a turn, then I'm gonna do the same as what I did here, an overlap of half section to here and half section over here, so that the curve itself is smoother. So let's see. And the best way to do that is to bend the curve on the tracks where you have the spacing available. So like this. I also need to make sure that these are evenly length. So let me see. Yeah. So I'm gonna cut this rail to length as soon as I have that curve available. So let's bend that curve. Okay, as you can see, I need to cut off a piece over here, so let's do that. So I'm cutting a piece of the track, or actually from this beam off, so that I can easier put the rail joiners on. So I need to put a rail joiner there, so let me get one and I will be back. This will be fit over here. Okay, so that's the first section. And let's try to bend it a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Now we'll see if I can make a nice fit over here to get this section done. And instead of overlapping, I'm gonna use just rail joiners at the same height. So we'll see how that works. So now we have a nice incline over here. So let me cut this one off. I'm gonna put 2 rail joiners on it, and let's see if I can fit another piece over here. As it looks, the pieces of rail which I have left over, they can make the whole section. So also at that end where the bridge will be. Let me install this one first, and I will do the rest off camera, and then we will test the track. Okay, so that looks better for the curve. Now I can add this one. Okay, so that makes that curve and the track. So let's use a passenger wagon. So I'm gonna flip it over here. Let's see if that works. Looks good. So let's test that section with the transformer. So I added this locomotive to the track. It has two passenger wagons next to it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it clockwise, but the official route would be counterclockwise as the track is being laid. But now I'm going to do it clockwise to test this area over here. So I added the transformer, and since the cable is going underneath here, I just had to lift it up a little bit so that I can control the transformer. And you can see this full loop. So I went with the power cable underneath the track to the power socket over there, and now let's check if the train runs. So let's move it the right direction. It still has a little bit of a problem over here with the turnouts, but that is just a matter of lowering the turnouts. And as you can see, it takes the curve nicely and it goes up the incline up to that section over there. So let's move it backwards. Let's see if it's running. The track is still dirty, so I need to clean that one. Come on. So let's see if that runs nicely. Yep. Doing it back again. Oh, it's a little bit too fast. Cause a derailment, so let me put the locomotive back on the track. Okay. And let me reverse it again. So now let's move it forward again. Still has some issue over here. So I will need to fix the turnout so that it's a little bit lower and that this one is connected correctly to that one. So it needs to be lowered a little bit, and that is what I mentioned when I put the turnouts on the table, that since there is a metal plate underneath, you need to make sure that that room, that you shave off the cork pad so that the turnout can be lowered a little bit. So let's run the train a little bit slower. Yeah, that's what's happening over here. I'm just helping it. So that looks a little bit better. Let's now put the locomotive the other way around. Let's see if we can hook it up. Because this would be the direction that the train is running. And you see, that is better. So let's do it again. So let's now test this section of track So that one runs nicely. Let's move it backward. So I will need to do some corrections on this turnout because that's positioned a little bit too high against this turnout. So I will do that off camera, and the same with the curve at the other end of the track. I will do that off camera as well, and in the next video we will see if we can do a full loop, in a loop and an outside loop on the track. So if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.